Good morning, Zio here. And today we'll be talking about Ubisoft. But before then, let me just say, I know it's been a few weeks. Probably like, Z, where'd you go? What happened? Yeah, so I wound up working offsite. I wound up working out of town for about a week, and then I followed up that with getting insanely sick for I guess the first time in about a year or so. So yeah, that's what happened. I got really, really sick. I'm still recovering from it, but there's so much to talk about. There's so much to do, and I want to talk about it, but I can't guarantee the videos are going to be very long, so they're probably going to be really short things. But that's what happened. Got sick. Still recovering from it. Did the thing with the Krillcast. Well, still trying not to die on their side, so you can see me going in and out. If you hadn't seen that, you should go check them out. They're findable on a lot of places like YouTube and Fruit Labs now. So go check them out. And of course, before we really dive into the meat and potatoes of Ubisoft and what's going on over there, if you like Minecraft and you want to play Minecraft, come on over to Elysium Z and check it out. This is my Minecraft server. Uh, Gonna go ahead and start pushing that, I guess. Come on over, hang out, let's play some games. Hang out, build some stuff, that sort of thing. So, with all that, grab yourself some coffee, sit back, relax, and let's get into it, shall we? But yeah, it was just a matter of time. Oh, yeah, Ubisoft is going to be focusing on more high-end free-to-play games. And, I'm not looking... Oh, okay. I'm looking at that, looking at the worst possible um, outcome. Gosh, wow, I totally lost my words. Worst possible outcome ever because, seen AAA game companies and stuff. We've seen what they've done in the past. We know how they want to monetize this, monetize that, and do things, especially say Activision and stuff. But yeah, so we know how they like to operate. So when they're like, we should just go ahead and just stop doing the AAA thing and let's go with high end free to play games, and I'm sitting here thinking, no, please don't. Anyway, why is this about time? That sort of thing. Well, if you hadn't seen before, there's this thing called Genshin Impact, right? It's a game. It's a mobile game, but it's also available on the PS4, the Switch. Uh, is it on the Xbox? I don't know. Anyway, point is, it's available on several systems, including PC, uh, your phones, that sort of thing. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not that bad of a game. um, the problem is when you get towards sort of the in-game kind of thing. There's about 15 different currencies, um, and it makes it really hard to track where and how much money you're going to wind up spending on this thing because like a lot of mobile games there's the whole time gating thing. You can only do so much for so long. It's designed for you to sit there and essentially play for 30 seconds for like maybe 30 minutes, put it down and never come back to it for about 24 hours until things do things and stuff like that. But overall, it's actually not that bad of a game for being a mobile title, it's just the monetization schemes, right? It's how the monetization actually plays out, and you can look at it right here. It's Breath of the Wild waifu simulator or something like that. But yeah, it's not a bad game at all. It's just how the monetization stuff happens, right? The time gating, the giving you the artificial, thing that if you don't pay real money for it or something, it kind of slows down your progress majorly. And also, for whatever reason, I keep hearing people call it an MMO when it's a solely single player experience with some multiplayer added in there for some dungeons or whatnot. But other than that, it's not really an MMO, which is weird. Anyway, point is, it looks nice too. So I'm not gonna lie. Um, Anyway, that's where we're going into, right? This is the what Ubisoft is looking to go into, is, and it's more things like that, free to play high end games, which, on one hand, that makes it a lot more accessible to people, right? If the new Assassin's Creed or whatnot comes out and it's a free to play game, everybody can pick up Assassin's Creed for the first time ever. And you may get people who've never played Assassin's Creed picking it up, but then you're going to have, where do they make the money from, right? It's going to be in the monetization. Um, and the monetization can be done good or bad. It just really depends on a multitude of factors. You can do monetization, like, for instance, I you can correct me if I'm wrong, but nobody's corrected me yet, when it comes to League of Legends, because I hadn't played that game in so many years now. And, I've lost track of what systems they have added, because I think they have a loot box type system now, but I'm not 100% sure. Um, but back in the day, which is where I'm going to be speaking from, you could go and play League of Legends free of, not pay anything, right? You can play it as long as you want it. There wasn't this, well, here's your 3 games unless you pay for the premium version or something like that, or drop coin for this, or that sort of thing. It's, play as long as you want. There's some free champions that rotate. When and if you want to, you could pay for riot points. And actually buy a champion, or you can play games until you have enough of the other currency to purchase a champion. And now, yeah, I'm about to die. I feel like, anyway. Oh gosh, yeah. Like I said, these can't last too long. Anyway, and you could essentially, you could go through the thing to unlock stuff and things, and if you really, really wanted to, you could drop money in it and do it. And it wasn't like too restrictive. It wasn't that bad. It was something easily doable. I mean, it's a game that I really did put money into because I really, really enjoyed it, that sort of thing. And if it's something that people really, really enjoy, they have no problem with dropping money into it, to make that little bit of cash. And I feel that that was a good system for a free to play game to use. And then you have other systems where it's locked out to the point that the grind is so much, like, gosh, what was it they were doing that with? I can't remember. Anyway, where you could technically unlock everything, right? By playing the game and never putting a dime into it, but you would also be playing that game for like 200 plus years or something like ridiculous like that. And you would have to do it like religiously as a second job or as your primary job just to even obtain the amount of rewards necessary to unlock everything. Um, that sort of thing. It's kind of like a Destiny's transmog system, right? Where they've got it locked out unless you pay real money for real for digital, for this, that, and the other, and transfer it all over. And you'll unlock more ability to actually transmog more things, that sort of thing. It would take years to actually be able to do everything at what's currently available, not including any new expansions and stuff, that sort of thing. And there's that way of monetizing it. The experience rates are so low that you've got to go buy the experience boost if you want to actually get anywhere, or heaven forbid you're playing a game that is more competitive, which means you then have to pay just to stay competitively viable in said game, because everybody else who is paying for it is, hey. So there's a jump cut. My phone rang, and I had to run some stuff off to my oldest, who is currently not here. Anyway, I think we got where I was going on with this and stuff. I mean, it's a double-edged sword, right? It's free to play, meaning anyone can have access to it, right? It doesn't matter. There's no paywall to get there. The only issue then is how it's monetized beyond that point. And it's kind of a worrying future for games, but at the same time, I don't know. It may not be that bad. It just really depends on how it's done monetize wise. And it's not like they're going to just stop um, working on AAA games, because they are. It's just they're not going to try and push 3 out each year, and they're going to work on more free to play titles to sort of supplement that sort of thing, which is fine too. Because there's something to be said about pushing a AAA title every single year out the door. Then you wind up with stifling creation at that point. You get stagnation. You don't get really any innovation into the titles. You can look at Call of Duty, in my opinion, of course. Call of Duty and other things like that, the FIFA series, any sports game, essentially, you wind up with very subpar games. I mean, Call of Duty's not really subpar, but I'm more referring to sports games at that point. But you get a subpar product, but there's just they need more time. I guess is the best way to put it. A lot of these companies need a lot more time to actually create a new experience with their big titles and stuff, and trying to push out all these titles, 3 or 4 AAA games each and every year. It might be good for the industry if they weren't doing that instead. So, I mean, with all things, it's time will tell whether or not this winds up being a good thing or a bad thing, but it is something I saw coming over the horizon once Genshin Impact did officially become a thing, and I noticed it and saw what it was doing and stuff, and I probably mentioned this somewhere in the past, with it going, oh no, does this mean everybody is going to start focusing on something like that because somebody has successfully done it? Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I will talk to you later. See ya.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.